Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how we built this awesome tree fort. Well, my kid's birthday is around the corner, and for their birthday, they both wanted a tree fort. Now, I say tree fort and not tree house because they are adamant this does not have a roof. Now, the tree in question is my backyard. It's about 14-inch in diameter on the bottom and splits into 3 at the level we're going to build the deck. That being said, this is the reason I have to drill 4 post holes in the corner to build the deck support itself, and we'll just cut around the tree on the inside. Now, to start this project, we're going to be drilling these holes in the ground for our 4x4 post and cementing them in. To drill these holes, I've partnered up with Vevor, and they've sent me this sweet thing. This is an all-electric 6-inch auger. It has a 10-inch extension in the center, so we don't have to be bending over all the time. And I hope this thing is awesome because I really hate screwing around with small engines. I love electric tools. So let's mark out our holes and start drilling. So I've taken my 2x4x8s, which are going to be used in a later step for the handrail, and just laid them out where this platform is going to be. I've used my square and the 3-4-5 rule, measuring 3 feet, 4 feet in the 5-foot hypotenuse to ensure everything is square. I'm going to now mark 3 inches from each corner where we're going to drill our post holes. And then I'm also going to be drilling a 5th hole over here for a future bridge project, but that'll come later. Anyways, let's mark this out and start using this auger. See the 3-inch? See the 3-inch? So I'm going to project, it's going to be right here. Right there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is my first time using this Vevor auger. It's got a forward and reverse switch if it gets stuck. Little safety lockout here, and let's give it a shot.
Oh, there's a lot of roots down there.
Cool, it cut the roots. It's got a bunch of clay.
Clay?
Clay! So
Okay.
pull the dirt that way. Good job, Vale. You're the best raker I know. Okay, ready to drill some more? Ah, that's in my shoe! Ah. Well, that actually worked pretty awesome, so let's do the next 4. And right there. Whew. Get the clay.
Oh.
So the Vevor auger did great. It even got through a bunch of tree roots, and most of this is clay, so it's got more than enough power. Anyways, go to Vevor if you want to get your own. Now we're going to be dropping our 4x4 post into each hole, and then I'm going to be adding the 2x8 rim joists around the outside and using our level and squares and making everything perfect before we add the cement to each post. So we've got all the rim joists installed with 2 3-inch screws into each corner, totally locking it in so it can't shift around on us as we pour the concrete in. We'll come back and do all the lag screws and all the joists on the inside after the concrete is set tomorrow. So next I'm going to take these 1/2 inch by 5 inch lag bolts and I'm going to drive 2 into each connection into each post. So now it's time to attach our floor joists, which span in between about 16 inches on center, give or take, because we need to work around this tree. Now this one joist right here is going to run directly between these big branches, and then the one over here is going to need a little bit of notching and reinforcing. But I'm going to be using 3-inch screws from the outside and then coming back and adding all of our joist hangers. So because this joist has so much meat taken out of it because of our tree branch right here, I've gone ahead and cut up some braces. I've already added them to the back. We're going to put them across the front. That'll just strengthen this one joist so it doesn't completely collapse. Even though I don't think it really would, since we're using 2x6 decking, that'll give a lot of strength on top as well anyways. So because the structure is cemented into the ground, it's pretty rock solid as it is. However, to prevent any kind of future racking, I am going to add these diagonal braces along the back and the side there, which is pretty much out of the way should the kids want to play underneath as well. So I'm just going to line it up right here, give it a mark on the back, same on that side, and we'll cut the triangles off. Okay, it's time to install the decking. You see we've got these 2x6 inch decking boards, as I feel the regular decking boards are a little bit thin, so this will give us a lot of strength. These are all going to get attached in each joist location with 2 3-inch deck screws. And then once we get towards the inside here, we're going to have to cut around the tree. But everything besides this first one is going to be 8 foot, so no cutting involved, but we'll cut this to length and get started. So this is going to be our first notched piece of decking. So I'm just going to get my offset, trace around the tree, and cut out a little bit of clearance for it to grow. With the decking complete, I can install the railings around all 4 sides. Now the railings are going to be made out of a 2x4 on the front, a 2x6 on top of that. But before we can install those, I need to chop our 5 post to 48 inches from the bottom of our deck here to the top of the 4x4. So I've got a bunch of these 1x6x8 fence boards, which I'm going to cut in half, and that's what we're going to use as the balusters to stop the kids from falling out. Along the back side, they're going to be butted up right against each other, kind of create a privacy wall, but the other sides will leave a 2x4 gap between each of them so we can still see the kids inside. So as you can see on the front of this tree fort, we're going to have a set of racing slides on this side, and on this side we're going to have a rock climbing wall with a rope. Now I've got these 4x4 posts, which we're next going to cement into the ground, but before that I'm going to attach them at the top here after I've cut this angle so it matches our 10-degree slope, and then I'm going to install the boards across after everything is good and set. So before attaching the slides to the tree fort, I first need to build this little platform to raise them up to about this position. And the reason is because they won't really sit flat up there, and also when the kids fall off the slide, they're not this close to the ground. It's a little more natural and comfortable. So I'm going to drill 2 holes with my Vevor auger here, cement them in place, and then we'll build a little platform for these to sit on. So to complete our platform for the bottom of the slides, I've gone ahead and marked level across these 2 posts and cut them to size. Now we're going to attach this piece on the front. It's going to overhang a little bit on both sides just so the slide can't slip off the edges. And then we're going to cap it with this piece on top, everything attached with 3-inch screws. With the slides all done and the cement cured, we can go on to installing our rock climbing wall, which is going to start by attaching these decking boards all the way down. Then we'll come back and mount all of our rock grips and the rope up top. So for the rock climbing wall, we just bought this kit of 25 pieces along with a rope. The rope is going to attach from the top, and we're going to have pieces on either side. That way, if you just want to use the rope, you could just walk up the clear middle or use the rocks on the sides. Now, these are installed either right into this 4x4 with 3-inch screws and a washer through the piece, or everywhere else where it doesn't hit the 4x4s is going to use the T-nuts and bolts that come with the kit. So the last thing I need to do before this structure is complete is add this piece of decking right here between the slide and the rock climbing wall, and we're done.
Yeah, can we flow? Mom, Dad, can we flow?
Ta-da!
Escape before snail attack! No, wait. I'm taking no because it happens.
This is what the kids are playing. Count me in.